Những ngày chưa nhập ngũ, anh hay dắt em về vùng ngoại ô có bông mây. Ở đây im vắng thưa người, còn ta với trời. Thời gian vào đêm, rừng sao là nên khói sương răng lối cỏ quê. Tóc mây thơm mùi cỏ đưa anh thoát xa dần vùng trần gian với những ưu tư. Có mây đan dấu chân tròn, đường đi bước mòn. Sợ khi người đi, để thương để nhớ tiếng yêu đương ai nỡ trôi từ.
Turkish officials are targeting contractors reportedly connected to buildings that collapsed in last week's powerful earthquakes. The magnitude 7.8 and 7.5 earthquakes struck 9 hours apart in southeastern Turkey and northern Syria. The disaster killed at least 35,000 people. The number of dead is sure to increase as search teams find more bodies. As anger builds over the slow rescues, officials looked to hold people responsible. Bekir Bozdağ is the Turkish Justice Minister. He said 131 people were under investigation for their possible responsibility in the construction of buildings that collapsed from the quakes. While the quakes were powerful, many in Turkey blame poor construction for worsening the destruction. Turkey's construction rules meet current earthquake engineering requirements, but the rules are rarely enforced. That is why thousands of buildings fell over or collapsed down onto the people inside. Among those facing criticism were 2 people arrested in Gaziantep province. They are suspected of cutting down support structures to make extra room in a building that collapsed, the state-run Anadolu news agency said. The Justice Ministry said 3 people were arrested, 7 others were jailed, and another 7 were barred from leaving Turkey. 2 contractors were arrested Sunday at Istanbul airport while trying to leave the country, local media reported. One detained contractor, Yavuz Karakus, said, "My conscience is clear. I built 44 buildings. 4 of them were demolished. I did everything according to the rules." There are more than 34,000 people involved in rescue efforts. On Sunday, Turkey's foreign ministry said they were joined by 9,595 people from 74 other countries. More help is on the way, the ministry said. Turkey's Justice Ministry announced the creation of earthquake crimes investigation units. The units will gather evidence and identify contractors and other people responsible for the construction of failed buildings. A contractor was detained Friday at Istanbul's airport before he could leave the country. He built a 12-story building in Antakya. When it fell, it killed an untold number of people. He was formally arrested Saturday. In leaked testimony published by Anadolu, the contractor said the building followed the rules. He said he did not know why it did not stay standing. His lawyer suggested he was a scapegoat, someone who is unfairly blamed for something that others did. Turkey has long had a policy that permits building owners to pay fines instead of bringing buildings up to code. the government agency responsible for enforcement, admitted in 2019 that over half of all buildings in Turkey were not up to code. That accounts for about 13 million apartments. The arrests could help direct anger towards builders and away from government officials who permitted poor construction standards to continue. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government is already hurt by economic troubles and high inflation. There will be parliamentary and presidential elections in May. Rescue crews have been slowed by the widespread damage that has affected roads and airports, making it even harder to move quickly. Erdogan said the early rescue response was slowed by the damage. The disaster in the worst affected area of Turkey stretches 500 kilometers in diameter and is home to 13.5 million people. During a visit to the area Saturday, Erdogan said such a tragedy was rare. He has called it the disaster of the century. I'm Dan Novak.
Những ngày chưa nhập ngũ, anh hay dắt em về vùng ngoại ô có bông mây. Ở đây im vắng thưa người, còn ta với trời. Thời gian vào đêm, rừng sao là nên khói sương răng lối cỏ. Tóc mây thơm mùi cỏ đưa anh thoát xa dần vùng trần gian với những ưu tư. Có mây đan dấu chân tròn, đường đi bước mòn. Sợ khi người đi, để thương để nhớ tiếng yêu đương ai nỡ trôi từ. Tuổi vui thiếu vui, vẫn thương mình thương đời. Nhiều khi trong giấc mộng mồ hôi kêu tên em, kêu chỉ một tên. Những ngày anh đi khỏi, xin em chớ đi lại vùng tình yêu lắm bấy nhân gian. Để đêm khói thuốc tay vàng, tìm nhau thấy gần, ngủ trên cỏ mây. Thường khi vào tối nhớ hương mây, nhớ cả người. Những ngày chưa nhập ngũ, anh hay dắt em về vùng ngoại ô có bông mây. Ở đây im vắng thưa người, còn ta với trời. Thời gian vào đêm, rừng sao là nên khói sương răng lối cỏ quê. Tóc mây thơm mùi cỏ đưa anh thoát xa dần vùng trần gian với những ưu tư. Có mây đan dấu chân tròn, đường đi bước mòn, sợ khi người đi để thương để nhớ tiếng yêu đường ai nỡ trôi từ. Đường hành quân nắng cháy ra người, tuổi vui thiếu vui vẫn thương tình thương đời. Nhiều khi trong giấc mộng mồ hôi kêu tên em, kêu chỉ một tên. Những ngày anh đi khỏi, xin em chớ đi lại, vùng tình yêu lắm bấy nhân gian, để đêm khói thuốc tay vàng tìm nhau thấy gần. Ngủ trên cỏ mây, thường khi vào tối nhớ hương mây nhớ cả người. Ngủ trên cỏ mây, thường khi vào tối